Hi, I'm Darius with Petco Positive Dog Training, here to answer your dog training questions and give tips on how to keep your puppies happy and healthy during these times. One of my favorite things to do with my dog inside of the house is utilize interactive toys. Now, for example, the Kong Wobbler here can be a great way to not only feed your dog, but a great way to keep them busy and mentally stimulated. So walks are really important during this time, not only for you, but also, of course, for your pups. Keeping them mentally stimulated and getting them some exercise will be really important. Now, because some of your walks are probably going to be a little bit shorter than what you're probably used to, so a couple different ways to keep your pups engaged and interactive during these walks is you can simply ask them for behaviors. So you can bring a handful of their kibble that you would give them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or maybe some of their favorite treats. Ask them for sits and downs or hand targets or even some fun tricks. That's another great way to keep those walks fun and unpredictable during this time. Now, there are some fun activities you can actually do with your dog if you do have a small backyard or a small dog park in your apartment complex. I really like to do what I like to call a treat scatters, where you take a handful of their pea-sized treats and scatter it around the yard. Now, this makes it fun for them to, of course, utilize their number one sense of smell to find those treats, but it allows them to really get some exercise at a time where they're probably not getting the same amount that they're used to. Another great thing that you can do on your walks, because again, your walks may or may not be shorter than what they usually are, you can send your dog on a sniffari. Now, a sniffari really allows your dogs to guide you on the walk, very much so allowing them to take you on that adventure. Many of you are working from home. That means you're on meetings, on calls throughout the day, and so it's going to be really important that your pups have something to do during this time. Now, whether you decide to give them a Kong stuffed with goodies inside, that's a great way to keep them busy. Or in some cases, utilizing their crate for nap time or rest time can be very helpful. So crating a dog, you want it to be a positive experience. It's never to go into the crate because they've done something wrong. You want to proactively give them something fun to do while they're in there, whether it be a puzzle toy, treats, or a nice chew to keep them busy so you can actually work. So a couple of my favorite things to do with my dog is I like to reinforce and teach him to go to certain positions. So whether it be a sit, a down, or a stand, or even lie on the side, these behaviors for me are really helpful, being that he is a golden retriever. So when I'm able to reinforce him to go to these very specific positions, for example, lying down, it really helps me with the grooming process. So he actually gets to be a part of his daily health routine by utilizing positive reinforcement-based training. So we actually have some great training resources on our Petco YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. There are quite a few products you can actually find right now at petco.com that will be really helpful on your in-home training journey. So one of my favorite things right out of the gate to recommend that all pet parents should have would be a treat pouch. Now, these are really helpful for you, not only to be able to carry your treats without having them in your pocket, but allows you to have your hands free. So you can actually hold a leash and also, of course, interact and give your dog the cues. Now, one thing to also keep in mind, I know many of us were working and training our dogs at home. Don't be afraid to utilize a leash. Now, these, of course, can be really helpful if you have a young puppy, maybe a new foster. This really helps them to, of course, be successful during your training sessions and allows you to, of course, have a little bit more control and manage the environment better. Now, one thing to keep in mind, some dogs love treats, some dogs love toys, some dogs love pets. So having a combination of all three. So whether you're utilizing a nice, of course, stinky treat, utilizing their kibble, I'm a really big fan of utilizing toys, especially if it allows them to be reinforced while chewing it. So those are some of my products that I recommend. And of course, you can find more at petco.com.